Hi girls, gays, and theys. My name is Jess and welcome back to my channel, Books Past Bedtime. So I'm sorry about not getting a video up in August. So we're just gonna pretend that August didn't happen and we're gonna start fresh with September. Although this video is going up in August, but like it's part of September content, you know, so you get me. You don't care. Let's move on. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing the books that are coming out in September that I am most excited for. All of these books are, of course, queer. Most of them have a big romance element because that's just who I am. As always, this is not a comprehensive list of all the queer books that are coming out in September. This is just my personal comprehensive list. And if you're looking for more, I will have another list linked down in the description. I think I have like 10 or 11 books to talk about today, so I'm super excited and let's just jump right into it. First category of books that we're going to talk about are contemporary romances. The first of which is called Fly With Me by Andy Burke. This book comes out on September 5th. In the story, we're following Olive and Stella. Olive is a flying phobic ER nurse who is flying to go run a marathon in her brother's honor, but the pilot announces an in-flight medical emergency, so Olive jumps into action and saves somebody's life. But the problem is she is now stuck in a random airport in the middle of nowhere. So Stella, who is a type A first officer, is impressed by Olive and her heroics, so she offers to give her a ride. But this isn't the last time the two see each other. As I mentioned before, that video of Olive saving the life goes viral and is generating a lot of sales for Stella's airline. So Stella asks Olive if she would be willing to fake date her. I think something about having the higher-ups recognize her for a promotion, which is not how it works. But putting my aviation industry knowledge aside, this sounds like a fun fake dating romance between a nervous flyer and a pilot. It sounds really cute, and if you didn't know, I'm a flight attendant, so I do like aviation related things. Hopefully the actual airline knowledge in the book is accurate, more accurate than what's in the description. But if not, it's okay. I can let it go for a cute sapphic romance. Next on my list is The Borrow a Boyfriend Club by Paige Powers. This book comes out on September 12th and has an equally convoluted description, but it sounds really cute. I think this one is YA. So in this book, we're following our main character, Noah, who is trans, and he is setting out to prove he is like one of the boys. So his plan to do this is to join the school's Borrow a Boyfriend Club, which masquerades as an Italian club. It's like elusive, but I guess students can rent out a boyfriend if they need one for like a date or something. I don't know. But either way, Noah's interview to join the club is a flop, but he ends up striking a deal with the club's prickly but handsome president, Asher. He says that he can help the club win the talent show, and in return, Noah will get a second chance at joining the club by romancing Asher himself. Like I said, convoluted plot, but I think at the end of the day, this is going to be a cute YA romance between a trans character and a non-binary character, so I love queer love, so I think this sounds like it could be cute. And I definitely plan on keeping this one on my radar. And of course, I couldn't make this video without including Only James' newest release, and that is The Bone Collector, also coming out on September 12th. This is going to be the first book in a new series that is a spin-off of her Necessary Evils series. She's now currently writing 2 spin-off series of the Necessary Evils. The last book she released was the first book in that other series, and I think she's gonna like alternate. So this one is the first in the new series, and I believe that this is an age gap student-teacher romance, potentially, and it is set in a school for psychopathic assassins. So we're following both Park and Gift, and Park is a trained assassin. He's been doing it his whole life, but for some reason he has gotten benched. That comes in the form of him working as an instructor at this academy. And on the other hand, Gift is a student at this school. He has like always had a crush on Park or something, and he's intent on seducing him while Park is vowed to protect him. I don't really know. All of Only James's books fairly similar, if I'm being honest with you. If you've read them, you probably know what I'm talking about. I'm sure this one will be no different, which means I will absolutely eat it up. Because I do not give a shit. Especially now that I have to wait like 6 months between each book. It's like, oh, this is a new, fun, fresh experience every time I read it. So I am who I am, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Honestly, maybe the book I'm most excited for on this entire list is Cleat Cute by Meryl Wilsner. This book comes out on September 19th and is a sports romance. The two main characters play soccer for the US women's team and are in direct competition with one another for their respective spots on the team. So we're following Grace and Phoebe. Grace has been the star of the team for many years, but a new injury kind of leaves her sidelined. So Phoebe, a new rookie player, steps in to take her spot. And she's I think it's maybe Grumpy Sunshine-ish, because the description describes Phoebe as an upstart jokester, who plays with a joy for the sport that Grace lost along the way. They're just drawn to each other the whole story, and they strike up this friends with benefits type of thing, but I think the miscommunication trope runs wild. So hopefully the two get it together before the end of the story and are able to fall in love, be together, and play on the team together. So we'll see. I don't know. I just think this book sounds so fun. I do like a good sports romance, even though I hate sports in real life. I like them in my books. I think they add a fun element to a contemporary romance. I don't read enough sapphic ones, so I'm very excited for this one. Speaking of sports romances, the next book on my list is Time to Shine by Rachel Reed. This book comes out on September 26th. This is actually kind of a Christmas romance. We're starting them early. I think this might be another Grumpy Sunshine type of romance, and then of course, since it's Rachel Reed, is a hockey romance. In it, we're following Landon and Casey. Landon is a new player on the team who's pulled up from a farm team, and he's very quiet and reserved, gives off don't talk to me vibes, but that's all ignored by Casey, who is the team's young superstar winger. Don't know what that means, don't really care, but basically he just busts through Landon's defenses and is all sunshine and rainbows, and Landon can't help but be charmed by him. Landon also, in moving to a new city, needs a new place to live, and Casey just bought a new massive house, so him and Landon become roommates, and they spend the holidays together and start to fall for one another, and things go from there. Bada bing, bada boom. Rachel Reed is the queen of contemporary sports romances, so I am super excited for this one, and I hope it gives me as much giddy joy as Heated Rivalry does. Next, I want to talk about one historical romance that I have on my list, and that is The Nobleman's Guide to Seducing a Scoundrel by K.J. Charles. This is book 2 in the Doomsday Books series. As far as I can tell, they're standalones. I would like to read both of them, but I have not read the first book yet. Think I could just read this one if I wanted to. I don't know. Anyway, it comes out on September 19th. In this book, we're following Rufus, who basically has just become Earl of this manor, this Norman manor. Don't know what that means. He's important, I guess. But his position is contested by both his greedy uncle and by Luke Doomsday. I assume maybe the Doomsday brothers are the subject of this series. I don't know. Anyway, Luke is the son of a famous smuggling clan. He comes to the manor with ulterior motives, but becomes Rufus's unlikely ally, but he still has ulterior motives. So despite the fact that the two men are falling for one another, I think they're destined to be enemies kind of thing, so we'll see if they can work it out. I have read K.J. Charles in the past, and I really like their stuff. I think they're an excellent writer, especially of historical romances, so definitely keeping this one on the list. And my final section is my fantasy and sci-fi books that I'm excited for. The first of which is The Spirit Bears Its Teeth by Andrew Joseph White. This book comes out on September 5th, and the author of this book is actually from my alma mater, George Mason University, which I thought was really cool, and one of the reasons why I wanted it on this list, because I don't know if I've ever read a book by somebody who graduated from the same college as me. Basically, this is a historical fantasy ghosty kind of book, and it's set in London in 1883, and we're following our main character, Silas, who is 16 and trans, but of course in the 1800s, that is not very accepted, so his family is trying to marry him off as a perfect wife. He will not accept this fate, so he tries to escape from this arranged marriage, which results in him being diagnosed with veil sickness, which is a mysterious disease that is sending women into madness, and he's shipped away to Braxton's Sanitarium and Finishing School, and at this school, the students either bloom into lovely wives or disappear. So when the ghosts of these disappeared students begin begging Silas for help, he decides to investigate further and figure out what's going on at this school. This sounds creepy and fun, and I am very much looking forward to picking this one up once it comes out. The next book on my list is kind of a contemporary fantasy, cozy fantasy, something like that, and that is This Spells Disaster by Tori Ann Martin. This book comes out on September 12th. Now, historically, I've had kind of a love-hate relationship with witchy books, but I really enjoyed the series by Lana Harper, so this one sounds kind of similar. I'm willing to give it a shot. Also, sapphic witches, just something about it, you know? Basically, this book follows Morgan and Rory, and they have this like fake dating scheme going on. I'm not sure what the purpose of the fake dating scheme is, but throughout it, Morgan realizes that the potion that she gave Rory as like a relaxation potion might have actually been a love potion, which is illegal, and in order to break this love potion she has to prove how incompatible she and Rory are. And Morgan is kind of like a messy screw up kind of person, so she figures this will be easy, but as the days go on she finds herself falling more and more for Rory, and it becomes a bit more of a complicated situation than she bargained for. So this book sounds kind of fun and cute, and I definitely would like to check it out if I get the opportunity here soon. Next on my list is The Death I Gave Him by M.X. Liu. This book comes out on September 12th, and the tagline for this book is insane. It sounds so good. I'm gonna read it for you. It says, "It's a lyrical, queer, sci-fi retelling of Shakespeare's Hamlet as a locked room thriller." Sounds amazing. Sign me up. Our main character in the story is Hayden, and his life is ripped apart when he finds his father dead, and he knows the killer could only be after the Sisyphus formula, which he and his father created together, which could eventually reverse death. Hayden decides to steal the research in order to lure the killer out into the open, but the lab is on lockdown and Hayden gets trapped with 4 other people: his uncle Charles, a lab tech named Gabriel, research intern Felicia, and Felicia's father, who is head of security and named Paul. And Hayden is sure that one of the 4 must be the killer. And the best part of all is that there is an AI named Horatio that is Hayden's one ally. I love a story with an AI component. I don't know what it is. I always love an AI. So I'm so excited for this book. I think it sounds amazing and I hope it lives up to my expectations. Next on my list is This Too Shall Burn by Kat Rector. This book comes out on September 13th. In this story, we're following Arden, and Arden lives in a world where people hate witches, but they still come to Arden's doorstep every night to be healed, curative things of the sort. Obviously, Arden is a witch. And then on the other hand, we're also following another character named Verity, who lives kind of a hard life after her mother died. She has been forced into being the sole caretaker for all of her siblings and her father. And when a chance encounter between the 2 girls leaves both of them with their skin charred at a single touch, they're left with questions that may get them killed. AKA, does something wicked live within Verity? And if Arden is the only witch around, who's burning on the pyres? Yeah. So this book sounds super interesting. Witchy sapphic again, but witchy sapphic in like a different way than the other witchy sapphic. This is more historical witchy sapphic, I think, whereas the Spells Disaster is like contemporary witchy sapphic. I don't know. They're probably gonna be fun, each in their own right, and I'm definitely looking forward to this one. I believe it's gonna be on Kindle Unlimited, so that makes it even better. And the last book I have on my list is The Undetectables by Courtney Smith. This book comes out on September 26th. This is a cozy fantasy mystery story, which sounds really fun and the perfect read for fall. It also says it's perfect for fans of TJ Klune's Under the Whispering Door, which I am fan of Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. So that was one of the main reasons I added it to my list, honestly. The Undetectables are a detective agency run by 3 witches and a ghost in a cat costume. They are hired to investigate a magical serial killer that is supposedly leaving no trace, but with their only previous case left unsolved, will they be able to do the task? The group of characters sound like they will be wonderfully quirky and diverse, and it sounds like there might be a little bit of a sapphic romance between 2 of the witches and the detective agency, and the ghost character sounds like he'll be a lot of fun. So this one definitely sounds really good, and I am very interested in picking it up this fall. And so that is it for me today. Those are all the books that I am excited for coming out in September. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If there's a book you're looking forward to that I missed, please let me know it down in the comments, or just let me know how your day is going. I would love to know. If you want to follow me on any social media, those links are down below. And if you want to order or pre-order any of these books, I have all of my links in the description. These are affiliate links through Amazon, so I earn like a little tiny commission if you buy through them. I appreciate you if you do. I appreciate you if you don't. So either way, it's down there if you so desire. If you want to help me out for free, like this video and subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. And I think that's everything I have to say. So thank you again for watching this video and hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.